Hello everyone, my name is Aeryth and I like to make videos about my life in Spain, living here alone as a foreigner. I also love to make music, pop songs about philosophy, spirituality, and my life in general. I would love it if you subscribe to my channel if you want to share in the journey of living alone and discovering things in a foreign country and also making music. It would help me so much. Today, I wanted to document the books that I have purchased the previous months. I have been so excited to do this because if you guys don't know, I love to read and I also love to purchase books, but I don't really purchase books until I finish the previous reading list that I have. Just to give a bit of context as well, there are many genres that I love to read. So the first and foremost is spiritual genre. These are essentially books written by saints, mystics, by God himself, people who hear from God and write it down. So in terms of books written by saints, I love the volumes of Blessed Anne Catherine Emmerich, her volumes of Life of Jesus Christ, including the Dolorous Passion of Jesus Christ. I love Saint Alphonsus Liguori's True Spouse of Jesus Christ. We have Saint Robert Bellarmine's The Art of Dying Well, and of course some more popular spiritual books like The Imitation of Christ by Saint Thomas à Kempis, The Life of Saint Teresa of Avila, The Diary of Saint Faustina Kowalska. So just to name a few, nothing can surpass for me the spiritual genre. But that doesn't mean that I don't enjoy a good fiction story, especially fantasy fiction, which I'm obsessed right now. I'm reading the series The Wheel of Time, and I love high fantasy like Lord of the Rings. But before, I also liked kid fiction like Percy Jackson, Harry Potter. So I have them over here. I'm just gonna begin with the fantasy ones. As I told you, I've been reading The Wheel of Time. So I have just finished the first book a few months ago. So I immediately got the second book, The Great Hunt. And there's a miracle story time about this book. I don't really like to finish a series until I have the next book so that I don't have that period of time that kills the momentum. So I decided if I was gonna purchase book 2 on Amazon, it was gonna arrive 5 days later, and I was literally gonna finish this the next day. So I thought I'm just gonna go to Casa del Libro, which is the biggest library bookstore in Madrid, and see if they even have it. The next day I went there and I couldn't find Robert Jordan anywhere. So I felt a bit sad, like, oh no. And then I went to their clerk and asked, hey, do you have a Robert Jordan book, especially the Wheel of Time series? And she was like, let me check. She went to the shelves that I already looked at but couldn't find. She took out a book and then she said, we only have this book. It's The Wheel of Time, but it's book 2. And I was like, oh my god, she doesn't realize that it's the book 2 I'm actually looking for. I was like, oh, thank you so much. But deep down, I was jumping and going crazy with joy because God is so kind. I know it was a miracle from God. It made it more special that I couldn't find it anywhere, and the one book they did have was the one I needed, which is this, The Great Hunt. So as soon as I finished this, I ordered in advance from Amazon my second book of the haul, the book 3, The Dragon Reborn. And this one, when did I start this? September 4. Today is September 20. Yeah, I haven't been able to consistently read on this book, and I'm only here a third because it felt like it lagged a bit in the story and I didn't find it as thrilling as the second book. Also, one thing, a pet peeve I have of adventure and fantasy books is when characters spend too much time traveling somewhere and then they fight monsters along the way, sure, but they're constantly traveling or getting to a destination. I hate that because I'm not there to look at travel journey of characters. I'm there for the plots. I mean, the moments that move a plot. The first book was already traveling. This also traveling, like it's literally hunt. This is another traveling. When I read like the first 10 pages, I was like, oh no, another traveling. So that's why I lagged a bit reading it. But it's picking up now. It's picking up. The third book that I purchased, that's fiction fantasy. This one, The Cruel Prince. And I purchased this because I've been seeing it all over booktube, book talk, and all the people, like even random vloggers, would have this in their bag. And I was like, you know what? I should probably read this if everyone is raving about it. And then we got to the story. I have to say, I don't know if it's me. I think it's me outgrowing this kind of story, this kind of genre, but it's very teenage love, and a fairy high school, and there's this cruel prince, but they like each other. It's always that they hate each other at first, but they end up falling in love. I hate that trope. That is the number one romantic trope I hate the most, and it is the trope of every book, of 95% of every book and movie. And I am so tired of it. Why can't they just... Is it so hard to find a way to make two people fall in love that isn't just them hating each other at first? So you talk about Bridgerton, for example. Don't get me started with those historical novels. They always have to be like the Duke and this small town girl, they hate each other, but then they have this night of a scandal that they are forced to get married, and then that's when they fall in love. Why do you have to force them to get married first? Why can't they just love? And also, why do they have to hate each other first? Why can't we have a female character that's kind and, I don't know, meek and gentle hearted? I appreciate that about Japanese though. Japanese animes, they do have characters, these kind of characters who are kind and lovely and not abrasive. I hate the abrasive kind of characters. I mean, I'm here, chapter 9. It's starting to pick up a bit, so I'm glad for that. Maybe I will continue it for the sake of just some popcorn fiction, some light-hearted read. Oh wow, we are like past the 10-minute mark and I've only shared 3 books. So the next book that I got is this, The Essential Tales and Poems of Edgar Allan Poe. And I love it when it's an essential, or it's like the main, most famous, most impactful writings of a certain classic novelist or writer. I love it when they just digest it into like one whole book. But I had been slowly getting back to being interested in strange, dark, and mysterious things again. So I decided to buy this. Also, this classic ghost stories from authors like Arthur Conan Doyle, Charles Dickens, H.G. Wells, Edith Wharton, Henry James, Rudyard Kipling. I was so excited when I saw this. It was like near the section, so I got the 2 of them. In line with the creepy things that I've been into lately, and it's nearing October, it's nearing Halloween, so I'd be able to read this in time for that season. The last book, the 4th book I purchased from Casa del Libro, was this, Greek Mythology, Gods and Goddesses, and I had been wanting to buy this for months now because it looked so pretty. Look at the cover, it's hardbound, and this is like a very glossy cover, glossy pages, so I was very happy. And look at the artwork, it's amazing, the artwork and everything. So I was very happy to purchase this, and also because I am planning to make a new album which is inspired. I don't know the theme yet, but one of the potential themes that I've been wanting to make is that of mythology. So I always research the things that I make in terms of album. My previous album was Renaissance. Please stream it if you haven't, and it's inspired by Renaissance themes, stories, people. And this next album, I'm gonna make it about mythology, but we will see. So I always buy books and research in along with the theme that I'm trying to make. For now, I have many more, but this video is gonna become very long if I made it all. I even still have from Amazon. I haven't opened it. These books, I don't remember anymore what these books are, but I know they're spiritual because spiritual books I buy in Amazon. Oh my god, I still have these. Let's see here. You know what? We will just go through them very quickly. The Lord of the Rings in Spanish, book 1, because I wanted to get this for my boyfriend. He has been reading the book 1 of the Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Rings, in English, but he is Spanish. He's Peruvian and Spanish, so he says like he would enjoy a Spanish version of it as well. So I got him this from a vintage bookshop, and it was an amazing bookshop. I'm gonna go back there, but it was so timely that I found this, and he's so excited to start reading this. Hollywood Babylon. You guys, if you guys don't know, I am obsessed, and I'm such a big fan of Candace Owens, the podcaster. And she talks about politics, about faith, religion, God, and all the important issues in the world today. And she has been uncovering evil things among the elites. And one of the books she recommends in her reading list, she has a book club, is Hollywood Babylon. And you will see the beginning of Babylon and how it was really formed by gangsters and the mafia in order to control society. So you will see here that that's why a lot of Hollywood comes off as very demonic and evil. It's because it was started in that way. When I saw this in that same antique bookshop as this, no way that I would be listening to Candace Owens and then I'd find this book. This is very expensive now in Amazon. I think the last that I saw this was 25 euros. I was like, oh, and it's sold out everywhere. The English one, this is the Spanish, and I can't understand Spanish yet, but the fact that I found this at all at an antique bookshop and how in demand this is. And I've been making my boyfriend read this as well, and he says, ugh, it's a bit boring. He said the beginning, but maybe it'll pick up. But still. The Complete Sherlock Holmes. Well, I really ended up just finishing all the book haul here. You know what? Let's finish it here. Because if something can be done now, we shall do it now. Oh my gosh. The Complete Sherlock Holmes by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. I am so happy I found this because look at this edition. It's like a textbook. It's very big. And like it's vintage, it's antique. I love yellow pages. It has everything from like A Study in Scarlet, His Last Vow, the Hound of Baskervilles. I have already read all of Sherlock Holmes. I read it in high school, the volume 1 and volume 2 when they had those thick books. And my other elder brother, Aga, he lost the second copy of the volume 2 of that book. He forgot it at an airport cart, and we were all looking for it and very sad because it was a very ancient special kind of edition, but it's fine. And we got the second book. We were both reading it at the same time. We were so excited about that book because he makes such great stories. But even though I've read all of his stories, I like to buy books again. I like to purchase different editions, different versions. As long as I love the book and it gives me joy, I buy it again even if I've read it. And that's also something I learned from my older brother Lordan, because he would collect like different versions of books, different editions, and sometimes he would buy like 10 copies of something and then give them off to friends because if he likes the book so much. Speaking of what I just said, I saw this in the vintage bookshop. The Edgar Allan Poe, the best of his macabre tales, complete and unabridged. What did I just tell you about buying books that I already have? As I told you, I just showed you earlier, the Edgar Allan Poe, and they even look the same. But I had already purchased this when I saw this in the antique bookshop, but I still decided to buy it because it makes me happy, like, oh my gosh, here's another Edgar Allan Poe, and especially if it's vintage, it feels more special to me. This is 10 euros. I love that it's unabridged because when it comes to classic writers, I like to see the original prose that they had, but this one is special because this is unabridged, but it's also the complete macabre tales, just like this one. Those are the books from this bookshop, and I want to go back there because I saw a very large hard copy, like coffee table book of Grace Kelly and of Ingrid Bergman, the classic Hollywood, and it was along the section of Hollywood Babylon, so all the Hollywood related things. And this hard copy book, this coffee book of Grace Kelly and Ingrid Bergman was so cool. It was glossy page with colored photos. It looked so beautiful, and I really want to get that Grace Kelly because in my Renaissance album I have this song there called Barefoot Duchess, and one of the female inspirations for that is Grace Kelly because she is the Duchess of Monaco. And also another inspiration for that was Audrey Hepburn. I love Audrey. She is the epitome of class and elegance and timelessness. So I really want to go back for that, but it was 20 euros. I don't know if it's still there, and I'm not sure if I want to spend 20 euros for that, but we will see. This one, let's see. What is this? When did I even receive this? I know this was a week ago. What is it? The Amazing Secret of Purgatory by Sister Emmanuel, an interview with Maria Sima. And Maria Sima is a mystic who can see and speak with souls. I purchased the next book of hers, written by Sister Emmanuel, but it was the interview of Maria Sima, so the interview of this mystic. Guys, you need to read this. It's only like 50 pages, and yet it will change your life. Souls visit her, like souls from purgatory visit her, and they ask for prayers from all of us. Just offer a short prayer for the souls of purgatory, for our loved ones. It could be, you know, an Our Father for them, a mass for them, lighting candles for them in church, and it makes so much difference. We can ask poor souls to help us because when they reach heaven, and we were able to help them reach heaven, they're very happy to help us in return for the offering that we made for them. So these books make me happier than any luxury item, any luxury car, luxury bag, luxury anything. The next book, what is this? I can't wait. My Conversations with Poor Souls. Oh my god, we are in the theme right now of souls. This one from Maria Sima. And now this, My Conversations with Poor Souls. This one is Eugenie von der Leyen. So because I enjoyed so much the book of Maria Sima, I started looking for other books, like maybe of other mystics like her, and I saw one, this, and I think that it's very credible, her story, because credibility is very important to me. I need to make sure that it's actually truthful and real, you know, it's not just made up. And I can tell because, for example, Maria Sima, she lives a very poor, simple, humble life. Also, like there have been many testimonies and documents that what she has seen is real. People, you know, she will go to loved ones and then tell them something and they're like, nobody else knows that, how could you, or something. Anyway, this comes off to me as the same, so I vetted this and it comes off like very real and genuine that she does see souls. And I believe that because, you know, there is a spiritual realm and people can see it. I have friends who, you know, have those kinds of ESP or things like that. Wow, I can't believe it. I'm so excited to read these two books I got from another vintage bookshop, but a different one. This one is closer to my house. First, beginner's Spanish. I saw it was English, and I was like, you know what, I wouldn't mind to read some English books. I have to learn Spanish because I've been here almost 3 years and I still haven't learned Spanish because languages just don't interest me the way spiritual things interest me, but I will try. I have this, and then The Tao of Pooh and The Tay of Piglet. This has been a very popular philosophy book. I like philosophy books too, but they're not the same level of depth as spiritual books. But I like this because my favorite animated character of all time is Winnie the Pooh. And I already have the other book, this book, The Tao of Pooh and Tay of Piglet, and I have both books. I have 2 copies now of the same book because I'm like that. I like to buy different copies if I see it, like, and it feels very serendipitous, I get it. This one I ordered from Amazon, this one from the bookshop. I've only been here up to here for now, page 77. I haven't continued it because I got distracted with my Robert Jordan, but my boyfriend has started to read this too, so he is here. He's on his journey as well to reading this, so he has a lot of things in his book list, and I'm very happy about that. I love that he loves to read, but but when we started being together was when he really started reading more, like every month, and like every day we always have a set hour just for reading. And it amazes me, and it is amazing to me that he enjoys reading and like likes to read, because very few read anymore today, especially in the age of social media. Well, I had to change the lighting of the window to open it up more because it had gotten very dark, but now my face is very oily, but sorry for that. Anyway, especially in the age of social media, very few people read now. And I read like the number one reason that intelligence is failing in the world is because of a lack of reading. That is so true. We exercise our spirit by going to church, but we also exercise our mind by reading and journaling and things like that. So we need to exercise our minds more, not just our body. And most of all, we need to nourish our spirit by going to church, by praying, spending time with God, and these things. So I'm very happy that he is reading more, and any man at all who loves to read is so impressive, because like I said, very few people want to read now, especially with social media and just doom scrolling and everything. So you know what, we have reached the last two books of my haul. First, The Practice. Oh my god, they are both spiritual books. Amazing, I love that. Okay, The Practice of the Presence of God. I purchased this on Amazon, and it's by Brother Lawrence. It's a very popular book. This is only 50 pages. Literally, look, 52 pages. You can read this in 2 days or 3 days. It's so beautiful, and this was recommended to me by Joyce Meyer. She is my favorite spiritual preacher, along with Joel Osteen, Teresa of Avila, and she recommended this in one of her preaching. She was like, I read this book, The Practice of the Presence of God. And I always do that. When somebody mentions a book, somebody I admire and look up to mentions a book, I immediately buy it. Like, I don't think about it much, I just get it, because if this brilliant mind was inspired by it, I want to be inspired by the minds that inspire their minds. And finally, this book made me so happy when I received it. The Life of Saint Teresa of Avila by herself. And this is special because this was given to me by one of my good friends, Hannah. She is my friend here in Spain, and we were having lunch one day and she said, I got something for you. And I was like, oh really? And then she gave me this. Again, the most wonderful things I could receive from anyone is something spiritual, and especially a spiritual book by saints, particularly books of saints, books by saints, things like that. It's not luxury perfumes, luxury bags or lipsticks. It's this, because it is wisdom contained in like 300 pages or more. My mom has read this book and she said it was very beautiful. I read her book, The Interior Castle of the Soul, and it was so deep and mystical. She was like describing her ecstasies of spiritual divine encounters that it, like, for a moment I couldn't even really understand her anymore. She was in that deepest level of spiritual experience. Give me just a moment. Thank you, Hannah, for this. Thank you, God, for this. These are all the books that I have. I'm so grateful to have books in my life. They keep me company in the darkest of moments, whether it's challenges with school, with friendships. It's the one that keeps me company. They are like real people to me, living things, living beings. These authors, they are real and they're speaking to us through their words. Last week, I have been dealing with a very bad skin infection. The worst infection I ever had in my life, I would say, because it was so painful with nerve pain. I'm not even gonna say the word, it's so gnarly. But it's an adult form of chickenpox, and I still have residues of it here, there, and the back of my neck. It was very bad last week. I couldn't get out of bed. I was writhing and sobbing in pain. But it was these books that kept me company. All day I would be in my room, but I never felt like I missed out on anything outside because I was having conversations with Jesus through these books. I was living as the Dragon Reborn through this book. I was on a great hunt in the lands of Kyrian, Camelin, Andor. I don't take for granted that I have these treasures. For me, these treasures are the equivalent of the luxury haul that other people like to make, and I'm just happy that I have my own kind of luxury through wisdom, through words, through adventure that you can get from books. So thank you so much for spending this day with me, this video. It's a very long video, but I'm very happy to make it because I will be watching it myself. I'm gonna be able to relive the joy and how lucky and blessed I am to be able to enjoy books. So thank you, God, for all these books. Please don't forget to subscribe and like and comment, and see you soon.